It's time for the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Now here's your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Southtown Star newspaper. And folks, we're at St. Rita High School, 77th and Western Avenue in Chicago. Our guest tonight, St. Rita basketball coach Gary DeCesar. Gary's done a great job at St. Rita, third year in the program. He's got the Mustangs sitting at 9-7 right now. Played the toughest schedule, without a doubt, in the state. They've gone nationally. They've played some great competition. Only one team they've lost to in Illinois, and that's Marist, and that was a heck of a game. Gary's a longtime coach at St. Raymond's High School in New York. Won 4 city championships, 2 state championships up there. He also Division I assistant coach, including 4 years up at DePaul under Jerry Wainwright. So Gary's got a great mind, good person, and he's really turned around this program. And it's good to see St. Rita, now a big-time player, elite basketball program in the state of Illinois. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. When we return, Gary DeCesar, basketball coach at St. Rita High School. Stay tuned.
For over 30 years, Beggar's Pizza has been delivering you great pizza your whole family will love. But don't forget, it's not only our award-winning thin, stuffed, and deep dish pizza. We have great pasta, salads, desserts, sandwiches, and more. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, making sure you go home happy every time. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many Chicagoland locations.
Moraine Valley has a proud tradition of providing academic excellence and student success. A well-rounded college experience at Moraine Valley includes clubs, organizations, athletics, fitness center, and more.
With the coaching staff and the facilities they offer, it's been really great.
I definitely believe Moraine Valley is a good choice for someone who is looking for an associate's degree.
Moraine Valley Community College, changing lives for a changing world.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our guest this week, St. Rita basketball coach Gary DeCesar. Gary, thanks for coming on board, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, man. Third year at St. Rita. It's hard to believe where time goes, but third year at St. Rita. A guy from New York. What's this experience been like to come to the south side of Chicago?
Well, you know, it's been great. I had the opportunity now to coach in probably 2 of the best Catholic leagues in the country, the Catholic League in New York and the Catholic League in Chicago, and they're very similar. Great coaches, great teams. You have to be prepared every night. Yep. If you're not, you're going to get beat. And you know, it's been great to have that opportunity. And you know, I really love high school. It's the purest form of coaching. You know, my 7 years in the Division I level was a great experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You learn a lot about your game. You learn a lot about yourselves.
Yep. Well, Gary, you've been snake bit with the injuries, not only this year but last year, but this year in particular. When this team gets to be at full strength, what is it capable of in your eyes?
Well, you know, we built our schedule this year, you know, planning to be at full strength, and we, you know, traveled across the country. We played in 3 major tournaments in D.C. and New York and Springfield, Missouri. You know, we did that with the intentions of having, you know, full strength our team, and you know, we just. You know, I feel really bad for A.J. Avery. You know, he had a great summer. He's, you know, re-injured his wrist, and you know, then Dominique. I mean, I've been coaching for 17 years. I never had anybody break a wrist. I had 2 guys on one team. You know, and it's just, you know, I've been talking to this about my coaches. You know, you try to do everything right. You try to, you know, eat a pregame 4 hours before. You try to stretch. And I said, you know, we just need to go old school. Let's eat McDonald's, you know, 20 minutes before the game, and no more stretching. You should just get out of the van and just play, and just go out, and nobody ever got hurt. I mean, you know, it's just amazing.
Change it up.
Yeah. So.
Well, you mentioned Tony Hicks, who's committed to Penn, and here's a kid who's had a tremendous season, probably in the running for Player of the Year status. Where would you guys be without his contributions?
Well, you know, Tony's done an unbelievable job, and you know, I don't think there's a better senior in Chicago or the state of Illinois that I've seen.
Yep.
I think he's elevated his game. I mean, he's been averaging 25 plus a game for us. I mean, he's the last one to leave every day. You know, I was very disappointed the other day when I, you know, saw the nominations for the McDonald's, and there was only one for the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even, you know, I think it's a great story. I think not only should Tony Hicks be nominated, I think he should play in the game. I think with the game being in Chicago,
yeah.
what a great story is to have somebody in the Ivy League who is, you know, who went out and performed his senior year. See, the problem with those games is they don't look at what the kids do in their senior year. I mean, this kid, you know, without Tony Hicks, we wouldn't win any games. I mean, he's been phenomenal. He's raised his game, and you know, he should really be considered. I mean, if they're going to take it, you know, usually when the game is in a state, they try to take a local kid.
Yeah, and they should.
There's nobody that had a better year than Tony Hicks, and he's had a phenomenal summer too. You know, if you looked at his summer, and the problem with the way this whole summer thing is now, the landscape, there's just so many tournaments, and you know, he went out and he performed. I mean, we played in one tournament in Indianapolis where he averaged 30 points a game, and you know, and that's where all the recruiting started happening. I mean, he had BCS schools recruiting him. You know, and he fell in love with Penn. Those guys did a great job recruiting him. He has great grades, and what an opportunity for, you know, and for him to go to the University of Penn and play in the, you know, he's set for life. And I've been doing this for 20 plus years and put 40 players Division I. It's the first Ivy League kid I ever had.
Wow.
And I'm really, you know, really happy for Tony.
Proud of that, absolutely.
And he deserves his props because he worked really hard. I mean, I haven't seen anybody elevate their game from his, you know, we got to remember when he was a sophomore, he averaged 12 points. When he was a senior, he's averaged 16 points. And in the senior year, he's averaging 25, 26 points a game. What else do you have to do?
Exactly.
I mean, and he's doing this with people keying on him, you know, and you know, he's been phenomenal.
Yep. What can you see denying this team of its potential, other than a health situation? What could possibly deny the Mustangs of going to where you think they can go?
Well, you know, there's a lot of good teams out there, and you know, you know, this state is really tough to win, the way that, you know, it's laid out, and you know, we would have to be at full strength. I mean, you know, there's other teams that have a lot more talent than us, and you know, been doing this for a while. You know, the Whitney Youngs and the Simeons, they're, you know, they're very good. I mean, and I'm not saying we're not very good, but there's a lot of great teams. De La Salle, St. Ignatius, I mean, Rice. I mean, everybody's good. And you know, what we're trying to explain to our kids is you got to bring it every night. And you know, you need some luck. You know, you have to play well. You have to make some shots, and you know, and you see what happens. But you know, the biggest thing for us has been the injuries. But, however, you know, that's why you have a team. When somebody's hurt, you give somebody else gets an opportunity, and he raises his game, and he steps the level of his game, and he gets better, and you know, that's what makes a team. That's where your teamism comes from, and your you know, your locker room, you know, pride that the kids have, and them being together and all of that, so everybody feels part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, with AJ going out and Dominique going out, who's back now, but I think in that time period, I mean, it allowed Charles Matthews to get some playing time. Victor Law, who's just, I mean, the steps he's taken from his freshman year to sophomore year now. So, I mean, there is a positive for every negative like that, right, Gary?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we played 10 games without 40% of our starters. You know, and both, you know, AJ was a 9 to 10 rebounder a game, and you know, 9 to 10 is a potential double guy, and you know, Dominique as a freshman averaged 12 points a game for us, and you know, was a great scorer for us, but that gave Victor Law, and you know, I challenged everybody. I said, who's going to raise the level of the game today? We need help. Somebody has to step up in this room and take charge. And you know, and Tony has done that, and you know, on occasion Victor has done it. Charles has done it. But you know, we need everybody to do it on the same night. If we get everybody to do it on the same night, then we have a chance.
All right, folks, we're going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Jump on LisaThomasSalon.com, get some specials, see about the Teen Club membership. We return. More with Gary DeCesar, St. Rita basketball. Stay tuned.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27. And guys get a cut in style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
For over 60 years, Standard Bank has been a part of your neighborhood, supporting sports and other activities, working with communities as they grow and thrive, helping businesses and families to reach their financial goals. In communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, your neighborhood is our neighborhood. We can help you reach your financial goals by growing your money with My Green Checking. Interest checking with no minimum balance and no monthly fees. To learn more, visit standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
Pops opened in 1980. Although we've come a long way, 30 years later, Pops continues to cater to the South Chicagoland area. Each of our owners are dedicated to serving the best, freshest product possible. Our beef is cooked and sliced fresh daily. Not only known for our beef, but other great items, sausage, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and gyros. Featuring our newest food item, the breaded steak sandwich. Let us cater your next party. Please visit our website for a Pops location nearest you.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we are at St. Rita High School, 77th and Western Avenue. Our guest is basketball coach Gary DeCesar. All right, Gary, you're a New York guy, and I had to bring some of the, some hospitality. This is from Blue Island, a place called Stefanelli's on 130th and Western. But you taste this super sod right here, okay? Roseland super sod, homemade recipe. It is. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you've had that good of stuff in New York. I don't want to insult you, but that is some stuff.
That's good.
That's good, isn't it?
Can I try the cheese?
Absolutely. That's some sharp provolone. I'll see if Mike Zuni, if Zuni was here, we could hook him up. But he's sitting in Payless right now, Payless Park, so he loses. Good stuff though, right?
Very good.
Okay. I got, the stamp of approval from a guy from New York. I know it's all good. And people, I love Little Italy in Chicago. My mother grew up there, raised there, but I can't even sniff Little Italy in New York.
That's real good.
It's okay. Good job. All right. Here's the key. You got a ton of talent. We mentioned a lot of your kids. How do you keep everybody happy, Gary? What's the key?
Well, that was real easy. Injuries. Everybody played.
True.
We everybody in the roster. We talk about all the time. Everybody being on a team, and it's not 1 through 5. It's 1 through 15.
Yep.
1 through 14, and we played 16 games. I would say we've had 13 different starting lineups.
Wow.
That's the beauty of a team, and everybody has a shot. There's nobody on my team that cannot say they didn't get a chance.
Right, and the type of style you play, up-tempo, a lot of scoring, you're pressing a lot, so it does take more than 5, 6, 7 guys.
Absolutely.
To maintain that tempo. Mentioned Victor Law, who I'm wild with his progression, Dominique Matthews, Charles Matthews. These guys, it appears like the sky's the limit with these kids. What's going to be the key for them to stay focused, keep their heads on straight, and match their potential? What do you think?
Well, you said the key. Stay focused, keep the head on straight. There's a lot of people out there and putting things in kids' heads. And, they're very good kids. They understand it. And, we tell them all the time, use the ball, don't let the ball use them. And, there's a lot of people out there telling these kids that, you got to shoot more, you got to do this, you're this position, in college you're going to do this. Right. I use the story all the time. I coached a kid who, Orlando Antigua, who's actually right now assistant at the University of Kentucky. And, he was 6'6", he was my center, never shot a 3 in his life for 3 years. He goes to University of Pittsburgh, and he leads the Big East in his sophomore year in three-point field goal percentage. So when you go on to college, you got to learn the coach's system and what they want you to do to win. In high school, you need to do what you need to do to win.
Yep.
And those guys are really good. They're workers. They want to get better. Victor Law has great support at home, and Charles and Dominique, have each other and their parents, and they're all on the right track. They're all going to do very well.
Good. And I'll tell you one thing I'm very impressed with. Some people probably think you need to get your head examined. I think it's a challenge that you're willing to take, and I respect it. St. Rita should be in Class 3A, competing in Class 3A. You petitioned the IHSA to move up to 4A with the big dogs, and they granted your request. So you're going to compete in 4A. Why did you make that move?
Well, I think there's a lot of good teams, whether it's 3A, 4A, 2A. I mean, Hales, Leo, those guys are 2A. They're really good.
Yep.
And we play each other every year. So you're playing the best teams. Why wouldn't you want to play the best, all the time? We're traveling. We're going out playing top nationally ranked teams. All of that is to prepare us to come back for March. So, why not go out and play the best teams? That's what we're trying to do here. We want to, if you're going to go out and win a state championship, you want to try to win it at the highest level and play against the best teams.
And that's why I said with the travel situation, Gary, we talked about potentially getting interest in a local tournament where you came back and said, hey, go to Washington, your kids get to see the White House, you've been to Missouri, you've been to Canada. Your reasoning behind doing the national thing and not the local thing in terms of tournaments?
Well, it just gives the kids great experience, exposure. You're going out, you're playing different styles. We went to Washington, D.C. and New York, and we played in, with the shot clock. Why this state does not have a shot clock, I have no idea. It changes the whole game. It lets the kids play. Whether kids go play Division I, II, III, or JUCO, they're going to play a shot clock. The game should be the same. Yep. I mean, it changes the whole game. It changes how you coach. It changes how the kids play. And people think that, if the team is lesser talent and they hold the ball, that helps them win. With a shot clock, it could help them.
Right.
Because everybody, the other team has to play.
Yeah.
So, the state should really look into it. I mean, I noticed like 5 or 6 states that have it. New York has it. D.C. had it. I think our kids loved playing with it. Really loved playing with it, and it just changes the whole game. The exposure that they get playing different styles. Why? To go out on the road and live in a be in a hotel for a couple days, eat as a team. Yep. Everything we do is done as a team. It's just a great experience for our guys. And we went to Washington D.C. Been able to go inside the White House for a tour and see the Martin Luther King Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial. And it's just none of our kids have ever been to D.C.
Right.
So
might never be it.
How do you not give them that opportunity? And it's different in Illinois because traveling is new. It's relatively new. They just started letting teams leave the state a few years now, and where when I coached at St. Raymond's in New York, we were allowed to travel, and we used to do it all the time. I've taken my team from Hawaii to Alaska to Italy to San Diego to California to Florida. We've been all over, and I made a lot of great contacts, a lot of friends in those areas. You get hosts, and there's guys that one of my players actually got married to a girl that was part of a family when we were in Alaska.
Wow.
I mean, just the relationships that the kids make, and it's just
lifelong.
Incredible experience.
Well, Gary, I mean, in all due respect to St. Rita basketball, since you've arrived here 3 years ago, man, you put it back on the map. This beautiful locker room facility here, man, I mean, it's second to none. No one could boast anything like this. And again, it's good to see St. Rita back, competing for Catholic League championships, and it looks like you're going to be a player definitely in the playoffs as well. So I appreciate your time on this, buddy.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
All right, Gary, and we'll get this wrapped up, and I'm even going to send you home with some Labriola bread too, okay?
Well, that's good. I get asked the question all the time, what's the difference between, New York and Chicago? And, it's really one answer, the pizza.
The pizza.
And the pizza in New York is just phenomenal. And you know why? It's the water, it's the bread, it's the dough. So it really makes a big difference.
And that's what we hang our head on, the water, the bread, the dough. So that's a good battle, man. That's a good battle, man. All right, folks, so get out your cell phones. Isaac Text Poll Question of the Week, sponsored by Standard Bank. When we get back, chance to win $50, all right? We're going to this athletics timeout. When we return, talk about some scores, some results, players of the week, all that good stuff. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
for a lunch you won't soon forget? Check out the new Beggar's Lunch Buffet. Of course you'll find the great thin crust, stuffed crust, and deep dish Beggar's pizza you love, but our buffet goes even further. We have soups, salads, Italian beef, Italian sausage, pasta, and chicken. And don't forget about Beggar's famous cookie pizza for dessert. For only $7.95, it's an incredible deal. From 11 until 2, Monday through Friday, this is a can't-miss lunch that has something for everyone. So get to a Beggar's near you today.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We are at St. Rita High School. I'd like to thank Gary DeCesar, boys basketball coach, for being our guest, and good luck to the Mustangs the rest of the season. And Isaac, we'll go to Isaac, textbook question of the week, sponsored by Standard Bank right now, folks. All right, chance to win $50. Here is this week's question. Which boys basketball team will score the most points Friday night? Text A for Andrew, B for Sandburg, C for HF, D for Marist, or E for St. Rita. Now text Beto in the answer option to 90210. All right, very easy. Texter number 4 with the correct response wins a $50 gift card from Standard Bank. Go to coachescornershow.com. Check out the answer and the answer options if you didn't get all that. All right, and before we get to the results, got to give a couple shout-outs. One to Colleen McMahon, a Sandburg graduate. She's a sophomore over at Illinois Wesleyan University, as well as my buddy Johnny Kajnitsky. He's a senior at Illinois Wesleyan, plays on a men's basketball program. But Colleen, a sophomore, averaging about 7 points a game. Her father, Jim McMahon, very loyal viewer of the show. So giving Colleen a shout-out, and good luck the rest of the season. I also want to give a shout-out to my boy Larry Pizzuto, Lake Central High School goalie, out in Indiana. We know he's stretching Indiana a little bit, but father was my old roommate in college, Joe. And we'd like to call Larry Esposito, because he's got a little Tony Esposito in him. You know what I'm saying? In between the pipes. He's the man. Sophomore out at Lake Central. And got to give a shout out to his sister Francesca and my boy Nick, his little brother. We call him Bullet Head. And he's a good hockey player himself. All right, folks. Results from last week. Game I was at, braving the snow, the sleet, the wind, the elements, man. I still made it to Eisenhower Friday night, and kudos to my alma mater for playing that game. Evergreen Park, however, 97, Eisenhower 82 in overtime for Evergreen Park. Brian Townsend Jr., 26 points. Jaquette McClendon had 26 points. He's a sophomore, stud wide receiver. This kid's D1 material all the way in football. Morgan Murphy had 20. For the Mustangs for Ike, Tyrone Terrell, 25 points. Kenny Jackson, 17 points for the Cardinals. Hillcrest, 66. Bremen, 32 for the Hawks. Jovan Moore, 12 points. Desmond Trapp, 10 points for Bremen. Devonta Wilson, 10 points. And Cedric Clemens, 9 points. Tinley Park, 47. TF North, 46 for TF North. Nick Wood had 15 points. Greg McLean had 11 for Tinley Park. Tracy Brandy, 20 points. John Calhoun, 11 points for the Titans. Marist, 45. Harlan, 44. Big win for Marist. For the Redhawks, Nick Wisher, 22 points. L.J. McIntosh added 12. Marion Catholic, 64. Bettendorf, team from Iowa, 51. For Marion, Tyler Eulish, 27 points. He's having a season. Eric Krintenen, 11 points. 9 boards for the Spartans. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. I'm going to give the Sandburg Boys bowler, Joey Capera. Only rolled a 6-game series of 1402. Including consecutive games of 258 to win the Andrews Sectional individual title. So we'll get out a $25 gift card from Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook out to Joe. Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. Lincoln Way East girls basketball player Caitlin McMahon scored 21 points, pulled down 10 rebounds to lead the Griffins to a 57-32 win over Johnsburg. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Labriola Bakery timeout. Gerard, you're about up for a Richie Burger, aren't you? It's got to be that. It's getting close, man. Got to make the trek. Got to make the trek. All right, we return. A little high, a little tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27 and guys get a cut and style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
Since 1970, Standard Bank & Trust has been a landmark at the corner of 95th and Western. Now there's a new, state-of-the-art Standard Bank at the same convenient location and better equipped to serve your needs. So stop by and meet our friendly professional staff. They provide personalized service and a wide range of products to help both businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. In the Evergreen Park area and in communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, we're your neighborhood bank. Learn more at standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, folks, high and tight time. You know, Friday, you got to blame the media, both broadcast and print, putting the scare into people. We're getting some snow, 4 to 8 inches. Oh, my gosh, the world's going to end. You know, what do high schools do? The majority cancel all their activities, their after-school activities. So we were left with like 3 basketball games on Friday night. TF North Tinley, Eisenhower, Evergreen, and Hillcrest Bremen. And, you know, kudos to those schools. You know, I mean, I know the liability and stuff like that, but, man, I'll tell you, we are a society that has become way too paranoid, and a few snowflakes, and right away schools are letting out early, getting ready to cancel things. I mean, everything turned out fine, knock on wood. Kids had to trek in some snow, you know. But is that the worst thing in the world to happen? No. You know, we got to toughen these kids up a little bit. A little snow, get outside, have some fun. My car still hasn't been hit with a snowball. You know, I don't know how many winters it's been. I think it's been about 5 now. Prior to that, it was about 15. So, yeah, I just don't get it. But, hey, kudos to those schools. Eisenhower, Bremen, and Tinley for saying, you know what, we're going to host these games, and kudos to the visitors, the competition, from jumping on a bus and dealing with the traffic congestion and getting there and playing the games on time. So, all right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to St. Rita. I give a shout out to my boy Craig Ferguson, a hockey coach at St. Rita, and to all the good people at St. Rita. All right, we'll see you next week.